everyone and welcome back to a new video. So today we're going to be tier ranking the 84 books that I read in 2024. So I've made myself a little tier maker, so I will link the tier maker website down below in the description, and I've uploaded all the covers of the books that I read last year and we're just going to go through and rank them all. To start off, I'm going to run through the tiers that I have. So the top tier is Part of My Soul Belongs to This Book. So these are literally top tier books, think about them all the time. They literally took a part of me with them when I finished it. Then we have Loved It, so it's not quite top tier but really enjoyed the book, probably like a 4.75 maybe. Then we have Liked It, so I enjoyed the book, it just wasn't like an absolute favourite but still very much enjoyable. Then we have Mid, they're not my favourite but they're not bad, they're just kind of in the middle section. Then we have Don't Remember Reading, so either do not remember reading this book whatsoever last year or cannot remember a single thing about the book. And then we have Should Have DNF, so this is books that I didn't enjoy and kind of didn't think I was going to like it as I was reading it, but didn't end up DNFing, but probably should have DNF'd while I was reading. We're literally just going to go through all the books that I read last year and pop them into a tier. The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year, this was the last book that I read in 2024 and it was really enjoyable, so I'm going to pop this one in. Loved it. It was a Knives Out meets rom-com style book and so good. Magnolia Park's Into the Dark, so that is going to go in Part of My Soul Belongs to This Book. I'm so sad it's the last book from Magnolia and BJ's perspective because I literally adore these characters so much. Mindfuck series, so this is going to go in Loved It because I actually enjoyed this more than I thought I would, and I think it's probably because I really enjoy like true crime style TV programs and stuff anyway, so this was very enjoyable. And the adrenaline of seeing whether he was going to find out that it was her that was a serial killer was Phantasma and Carvel, so I'm going to do them both together because my thoughts are similar on both of them. So Phantasma is a little bit more of like an adult version of Carvel, but they both have sisters, so one sister enters into Phantasma / Carvel and the other sister also enters into that thing to go and get her sister back, so they're very similar, but Phantasma has more adult themes compared to Carvel. If He Had Been With Me, so I'm gonna pop this one into Liked It. What is happening with my iPad today? Anyway, this one is going in Liked It because I enjoyed the story. It's not my favourite of all time. I'm probably going to rate it like a 4-star thinking back on it, but I still really enjoyed it and I will be reading the next one. I have a problem every time I film a tier ranking video and I'm having a problem again. If my screen looks different, that's because my tier ranking website just reset itself. So I've had to fix it all. So, Binding 13. This one is going to go in Loved It. So I actually really enjoyed the first book in the Boys of Tommen series and just Johnny and Shannon's story, and I was desperate to get to the next one. Lark, so this one's going to go in Liked It. I did really enjoy the story, but it wasn't, I just feel like some aspects of it were a little bit slow for me, but I still really enjoyed it and I'm thinking maybe the next one might pick up a little bit more. Christmas List by Mara Moore, which is just going to go in Mid. It's just a Christmas novella. It was fun, it was festive, but it wasn't anything other than that. Same for My December Darling, which is also a Christmas novella. Then we have The Infinity Between Us, which is going to go in Liked It. So I did enjoy the story, but I think because I've read Every Summer After and that's one of my all-time favourite books, the plot line was very similar and I just end up comparing it to Every Summer After and nothing is going to be that book for me. If the Crown Fits, which is going to go in Liked It. So this is the first one in a fantasy trilogy. I was kindly sent this book last year, but they are available on Kindle Unlimited. So the other two are being released this year, but I just feel like it didn't have as much high stakes as I wanted, but it did have a lot of plot twists, which was good. This Is How You Lose the Time War, which I'm going to put in Mid because I was confused for 90% of this book. I did enjoy it. It reminded me of the time travel aspect that's in The Umbrella Academy, but then I was literally confused for the rest of the book. Yellow Face, so I liked this one. Just our main character was so annoying. She just kept making the worst decisions possible. So if you've read this, you'll understand. The Soulburn Talisman, so that is going to go in mid. This one is a YA fantasy, which I enjoyed, but it just didn't have as much high stakes as I wanted, which is understandable considering it's YA. I have One Dark Window, which I'm going to put in liked it. So I did enjoy this story. I'm excited to read the next one. I think the next one is probably going to be higher rated. I feel like this just took a lot of world building and stuff, which it normally does for a first book in a fantasy series. Then we have Leather and Lark, which I'm going to put in liked it. I feel like I'm in the minority of people that actually enjoyed this book. I think most people went into it thinking it was going to be Butcher and Blackbird, but by the time I come to read it, I'd heard so many negative reviews, so I didn't have that many high hopes, and then I actually ended up enjoying it. So I have The Wedding Witch by Erin Sterling, which is going in liked it as well. This one was enjoyable, so it is part of the Graves Glen series and follows on from the X-Hex and the Kiss Curse, and it was just a cute seasonal spooky season read. I have 1,000 Boy Kisses, which to be honest I'm kind of between mid and should have DNF for this one. I don't feel like it fits into Don't Remember Reading because I do remember it, and I do want to read the next one because the ending just confused the life out of me of how there could be a next book, but I'm probably going to put it in mid, to be honest, considering I still want to read the next one, but I'll be reading it on my Kindle rather than purchasing the book. Then we have A Court of Frost and Starlight. So I liked this one. It wasn't necessarily needed in the ACOTAR series, but I did like that you got other characters' perspectives and things like that, and more insight into more characters in the story. Keeping 13, so I'm just going to put this one in liked it. I enjoyed it, but not as much as Binding 13. I felt like a lot of the plot was really like drawn out in this one, but I still liked being in the world with the characters. 12, which is a naturals novella, so I'm just going to put this one in mid because I didn't feel like it was needed and it left me with more questions than answers. So Court of Wings and Ruins, so this one is going to go in loved it. Absolutely loved being in the world of these characters. Reese and Feyre own my heart, but there is another book in the series that is above this one. Daydream by Hannah Grace. I'm going to put this one in liked it. I read it on my holiday and I feel like it wasn't a holiday read. So I feel like I probably read it at the wrong time. I feel like I probably should have read it in cozy season, but I wasn't aware that it was a cozier read, but I still really liked the characters. Then we have In the Weeds by BK Borison. So I'm going to put this one, where am I going to put this one? Now I'm going to put it in liked it. So I am enjoying the story. I don't remember too much about the actual story, but I am enjoying the series as a whole. Swift and Saddled. Again, this one can go in liked it. It wasn't my favourite in the series, but I still enjoyed, and it was a cute cowboy romance. Beartown by Frederick Batman. So do you know what? I've thought about this book like so much. So hang on. I'm not putting it in that category. I just couldn't get to the other one. I'm going to put Part of My Soul Belongs to this book because I have not stopped thinking about this book since I've read it, and I really want to do a reread and I really want to read the rest of the series, so I feel like it took part of me with it. We have Wicked Serve, which I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember reading. I don't remember what happened in the book. I feel like when I read it I enjoyed it at the time. It's a sports romance, but I could not tell you the name of the characters. I could not tell you anything about it other than the fact I think she plays volleyball. That's it. That's all I know. Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I am gonna, why is it doing that? I am gonna move the book. No. Oh no, my computer's having a meltdown. This is actually going to go in the top category. Part of My Soul Belongs to this book because I resonated with Jacob so much. He is literally me in a character. Then we have Summer Romance, so this is gonna go in loved it. I absolutely adored this book. I read this on holiday last year and it was the perfect holiday read, but it wasn't just about like romance, it was more literary fiction writing style, so really enjoyed that one. Happiness Begins by N.S. Perkins. I am going to put, I think I'm going to put this one mid or liked it. I might put it in mid because it's a marriage of convenience, so that's not my favourite trope. I liked the characters, but I just really don't like marriage of convenience. Nora Goes Off Script. Again, I'm going to pop this one mid, liked it. Now I'm going to put it in liked it because I did enjoy the story, but it just wasn't as good as Summer Romance. I feel like I probably should have read Nora Graves' script and then Summer Romance, because Summer Romance really put my hopes up there. Then we have The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer. So that one is going to go in loved it because I absolutely adored that book, and he is such golden retriever book boyfriend. He was top tier book boyfriend, so loved it. Then we have Archer's Voice, and you're all gonna hate me because this one is going in should have DNF'd. I just didn't enjoy this book. I don't know what happened, but I was like, am I reading the same book as everybody else? A lot of it felt predictable. Then we have Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. Put this one in liked it. It wasn't my favourite Ali Hazelwood book. It's like she's branching out into a new different type of writing style, but I still enjoyed it, so it's going in liked it. Housemaid's Secret. This one's the second one, isn't it? I'm going to put this one in liked it because I didn't enjoy it as much as the first Housemaid, but still really enjoyed the story and like the plot twists and stuff. But obviously it's followed the same style of story, so have a love story. So again, I think I'm in the minority of people that actually really enjoyed this book. So I'm going to put this in loved it. I really liked the concept. It was a really cozy read, and yeah, just really enjoyed it. Broken Raven. So I'm going to put this in mid. It was really random. I don't know what happened with this story, but yeah, it's going in mid. Reckless by Lauren Roberts. So this is going in liked it. I did enjoy the story, but it just didn't do what I thought it was going to do. But I feel like Fearless is probably going to do what I thought Reckless was going to. So I have high hopes for that one. Then we have The Rule Book. So I enjoyed this one. It was cute. It was fun. I just like Sarah Adams's writing. Then we have The Housemaid. So that one is going in loved it because I really enjoyed that one. Frida McFadden just wrote a good thriller with some good plot twists. Then we have The Plot Twist by Victoria Walters. So that one's going in liked it. It was actually a really cute story. I think I got this sent to me by Boldwood Books. I think it was on NetGalley as like an arc to read. So it was actually really enjoyable. It's about somebody who works in publishing, and then I think the new person that takes over the publishing company is like her ex-boyfriend or something. So it was fun. Then we have Practice Makes Perfect. So this one is going into the loved it category because this was, up until I read Beg, Borrow and Steal in 2025, this was my favourite book in the When in Rome series. But yeah, absolutely loved it. Loved Will and Annie's story. Powerless, this is going right into the top category of Part of My Soul belongs to this book, because Part of My Soul does belong to this book, and Kai and Payden just have my heart. Same with Powerful, which is shocking considering it's a novella, but it's, yeah, Part of My Soul actually belongs to this book because I was sobbing my eyes out when I read this. My Royal Showmance. I'm going to put this one in mid because I think the year before I read the first book in this series and I actually really enjoyed that one, but I didn't enjoy this one as much, but still was enjoyable, so mid. In May, again, I'm going to put this one in mid because I did enjoy it until the ending when it got crazy, and then I was like, this is not, they've ruined it. It was so good, and then they've ruined it a little bit. So, Her Last Summer, I don't remember reading. I know she had a fear of swimming, and that's all I know. I have Convenience Store Woman, so I'm going to put this in should have DNF'd. I definitely should have DNF'd this book because I got to the end and I was like, what did I just read? Then we have Reckless by Elsie Silver. That is going straight into the top category if it lets me. Part of My Soul belongs to this book because I think about this book, specifically Theo Silver barking, 90% of my life. Like literally I think about it all the time. Powerless, this can go in loved it. I just love the whole Chestnut Spring series and just the whole found family feeling. Powerless is not my favourite book of the series, but I still really enjoyed. Bad Blood by In the Naturals. Well, we have the whole of the Naturals series, so let me go in order because then that will allow me to know what's happened. So The Naturals, I'm going to put in loved it. Absolutely loved that book. Then we have Killer Instinct. So again, that one can go in loved it because I actually did enjoy that one. Then we have All It. Now, do you know what? All apart from the last one. Why is it not letting me move any? All apart from the last one can go in the loved it category because the last one got a bit too crazy for my liking, so that one can go in liked it, but the rest are all in the loved it category. Funny story, so this one's going to go in loved it. Now, it's not my favourite Emily Henry book of all time. It was still like 5-star, but I just feel like I haven't thought about it as much as I think about like Beach Read and Happy Place. So Silent Patient, I really enjoyed this book, so that can go in liked it. A Court of Mist and Fury. If you've been on my channel for any point of last year, you will know what is happening with my iPad. You will know where this book is going. Straight into Part of My Soul Belongs to this book, because I think about this book so much. So much. Loving the Time of Serial Killers. Should have DNF'd. I just didn't enjoy this book. It did not do what I thought it was going to. The Final Couple, I really liked this. I actually got this book sent to me by the author, and it's like a reality TV dating program put into a romance book, and I didn't think it was going to work, but it did. It was so good. I have All Them Friends. That's just going to go in mid. It's one of the arcs that I read last year. It was fun, but it was just, you know, rom-commy. Same with The Real Deal. That can go in mid. Done and dusted. So yeah, it can go liked it, loved it. It can go in liked it, I think. Butcher and Blackbird. I love this book. I literally loved it. It was so funny, so that can go in the loved it category. In the home stretch, so we have Daisy Hates the Great Undoing. This is going straight into the top category of, oh no, not that one, of Part of My Soul Belongs to this book, because literally I adored it. And Julian is a cutie, which is an unusual word to use for a gang lord, but here we are. A Court of Thorns and Roses. So this one is going to go in loved it, because I did actually really enjoy the story, but obviously not as much as the second one, which is normally the case with fantasy books, that the first one's not as good. Then we have Love Redesigned. So I actually rated this a 5-star at the time, and I've changed my mind since then because I don't think about this book ever. So it's going in liked it. It was enjoyable, but I just don't think about it. Then we have a couple of novellas. So The Exception to the Rule. I don't remember this one. I don't remember reading that one. I don't remember what it's about. I've probably enjoyed it, but I don't remember what it's about. Worst Wingman Ever. That one can go in mid. It was good, but not my fave. I'm going to do all the novellas while I'm here. Rosie and the Dreamboat, I actually really liked. So for a novella, I actually really love that one. So that one can go in there. And then With Any Luck can go in the liked it category, so I did enjoy that one. Then we have Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home, obviously going straight to the top category of Part of My Soul Belongs to this book, because that is my favourite in the Magnolia Park series. I have The Love Arrangement, so this was mid. I enjoyed it, but not my fave. And same with Here for the Drama. Then My Ticket to Earth, again that one is more of a mid book. It's just a short story, but it's just an interesting concept. But yeah, just in the mid thing. I think because it was so short, I couldn't connect to the characters that much. But The Intimacy Experiment, I'm gonna have to put in should have DNF, because I really didn't enjoy that book. It was just really random. The Love Interest by Victoria Walters, I liked that one actually. Yeah, that one can go in liked it. So she's looking to write a book and has like an enemies to lovers situation with her brother's best friend, and then realizes that the male main character she's writing for her book is literally him, and then yeah, they have a bit of a romance. When in Rome, I'm going to put in loved it. This one is just so adorable, and again, Sarah Adams knows how to write a small town romance. Mile High, should have DNF'd. I really just didn't enjoy this book, and I think a lot of people are on the same page with me there, that the first book in the series is not good, but then everybody else really enjoys the other one. So yeah. Matching All the Way, this is gonna put in mid. It was alright, it was a bit festive, it was, you know, okay. It wasn't my favourite book of the year. Love Like Farms, I did actually really enjoy, so this one can go into the loved it category. Then we have Set on You. Should have DNF'd this book, because the male main character reminded me of someone that I used to date, and it literally gave me the ick, and there is no coming back from that when you're reading a book. What Happens After Midnight, this one's just going to go in mid. I enjoyed the story, I enjoyed the setting of it, but it wasn't my favourite book. And then Checkmate is going to go in, it will go in the liked it category when it lets me. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed this, considering it was Ali Hazelwood's first YA book. It was adorable. And those are all the books that I read last year. So there we go. I mean, literally I had so many that were like part of my soul belongs to this book. But yeah, I am gonna pray to the content gods that all of that recorded, because I had so many problems in that video trying to record stuff. It just was not good. But anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know whether you feel the same about any of these books, or if you liked some of the ones that I didn't like, or perhaps you didn't like the ones that I loved. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I will see you in another video very soon.